Welcome back to the Cat Labs for episode 3, which is going to be part 2 of our volcano series. So today we're going to be testing 2 different kinds of eruptions. We're going to have a physical reaction with our Diet Cola and Mentos, and we're also going to see a chemical reaction, which is going to be our baking soda and vinegar reaction. So I'm going to be honest, it's about to pour, so I'm going to try to do this kind of quick. So let's look at what materials we need, and if you want any of the science behind volcanoes, you can look at my other video where I explain it a little bit more. But basically, what we're trying to look at today is to see one of the reactants or the products of volcanic explosions, which is CO2. So we're going to see a lot of that today. Get ready. So not gonna lie, I'm feeling pretty good about my volcanoes today. I made 2 of these. So they're really not dried, but I couldn't just do like paper plastic cups because that would have been stupid. So I paper machéed some volcanoes today. Honestly, supplies were a little bit limited, so I would have made clay ones. I think that probably would have been easier, but you know, who doesn't love a struggle? So ingredients for our first volcano, which is going to be our baking soda and vinegar. We're going to have a cup of water. I dyed this red. I used milk paint because I didn't really want to use food dye because I'm going to be honest, I'm a little clumsy sometimes and it stains. So we're keeping it non-toxic. We like our paints and our people non-toxic. So that's that. We're also going to be using, obviously, distilled white vinegar and baking soda from ShopRite, shout out. And we have a little bit of dish soap to make it extra foamy. Our other volcano is super simple. It's just going to be a thing of Diet Cola and a roll of Mentos. So before I dive into it, just a little bit of the science behind what's happening with our baking soda and vinegar volcano. Acid and bases are some of the most basic concepts of science. There have been a very long-standing understanding of them, I guess. I don't know, that's what I saw when I looked it up. So anyways, we have our base with our baking soda. Bases are typically bitter. That's like how they used to characterize them by, like how they tasted. And then of course we have our acid with our vinegar. If you've ever tasted vinegar before, straight up, it is pretty sour. So that about sums it up. So hopefully what we're going to see by the end of this reaction is the product of an acid and a base, which should give off CO2. So that's what's going to be our eruption. And then the dish soap, of course, is going to make it extra foamy and lava-y. Okay, so we got my volcano, which again, very proud of this. So we're going to pour in, these cups are the same size. We're going to pour in our water. Sorry if my camera skills are not great. Juliet decided to leave me and just didn't want to be my camera person anymore. So, you know, if anybody, no, stay home. Never is going to work. We have our dish soap now. So we're going to put a little bit of dish soap in, a little squirt. Kidding, we can't do that yet. Okay, so we're going to pour in some vinegar into this cup. So I put a line to know how much water I put in. So we're going to put a little bit more than that for the vinegar. This is very exciting. Okay. And now we're gonna pour the vinegar in. So let's see what happens. Woo! Pretty. Let me come in a little closer now. Really glad that I did this outside. So it looks like we got a pretty good foam on this. And let's see what happens if, you know, just for the fun of it, we add a little bit more vinegar. Ooh, beautiful. I'm loving this color. So that was pretty cool. The explosion wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be, honestly, but it was still pretty good. So I hope that it came out all right on camera. So now let's look at the Coca-Cola one. So disclaimer, you would get a much better explosion out of this if you did something in a lot of people will do this experiment with an actual 2-liter bottle of Coke because the opening is more narrow and so it kind of shoots out like a geyser. But I wanted to compare them better, and so because of that I wanted to do two volcanoes that were the same size. So I totally encourage you, if you want to do this at home, absolutely do it and send me a picture of it or a video because I would love to see it because I think it would shoot out pretty high. Okay, so real quick, science behind the Diet Cola and the Mentos. Diet Cola has a ton of CO2 in it because soda is fizzy basically because it dissolves CO2 in it. So I got these Mentos, which they're actually emojis, so I think they're kind of cute. So basically, when we pour the Mentos into the soda, all the CO2 bubbles are gonna find all the different spots on this Mentos, and they're gonna like wanna grab onto it. And so this Mentos is gonna be full of different bubbles. And so basically, when it goes to the bottom, because obviously these are heavier than the soda, they're gonna sink. The gases that form around the candy are going to push all of the liquid out of the cup, and that's why it explodes. So again, it would be a better explosion if we had a 2-liter soda bottle, but we also would not be able to see the comparison as well. So let's look. Okay, so let's crack open this bottle of Diet Coke, or the can. Fun fact, we don't usually have Diet Coke around the house, so I was really happy that we have some. Okay, so now let's pour it. Now we're going to dump all of these Mentos in as close to the same time as humanly possible. So, are you ready? Guys, what happened? This is really sad. What's going on? Maybe one more? This is unacceptable. We're in a quarantine. We're getting an explosion. Okay, so yes, that was extremely disappointing. Wait, okay. But what we're gonna do now is actually better, because now you guys get to see a whole lot of explosions, because I will not rest until we get a really good one. So that was totally my fault, because this is Izzy, by the way, because the mouth was too big. So there was no way for that to actually explode. So I am sorry, that was my bad, but I'm gonna make it up to you. So we're gonna try two things. I am going to chug this so that we get something with a much more narrow bottle, and we're gonna try something out of that. And I'm also going to break out the trusty Alka-Seltzer again, and we're gonna just pop one of those into a cola bottle and see what happens. So we're gonna break out the large knife again, and we're gonna cut this Alka-Seltzer into 2 different pieces. So get an adult. Let's do this thing. Okay, so this is gonna be the volcano bar right now. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna shake this just because, you know, what do we have to lose at this point? And I'm gonna drop the Alka-Seltzer into it right away. Ah! Not bad. So a little makeshift, but honestly, it's not bad. What do you guys think? So we're still gonna get to have our comparison. It's just not gonna be exactly what I thought it was gonna be, but that's okay, because life happens, and this is what science is all about, right? If at first you don't succeed, try again. So I'm also thinking about adding the Alka-Seltzer tablet in, and I think I'm gonna do it, because like, why not? So let's get our vinegar. Let's see if this Alka-Seltzer, I did not cut this one. It's not gonna fit, so I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I have 2 pieces of Alka-Seltzer again. Sorry, because Ollie is running loose now. Okay, so we're gonna drop the Alka-Seltzer in and then the vinegar and see what happens. That was cool. Not too shy. And it's still going. Plus, have you ever seen a physically more pleasing? So, I think we learned a lot today, guys. Things don't always happen as you expect them to. Usually it's your fault. Sometimes it's not, but usually it is. But you know what? You just keep trying, and you just keep trying different combinations until you get what you want. And, yeah, or else you don't. I've got a lot to think about today. I hope you do too. And thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions or you want to show me your videos, anything, I would love to see it. Absolutely love to. So tune in next time to see what I screw up next. On a positive note though, it didn't rain.